Alright, and welcome back for another episode of Magic Farm 2, playing on Minecraft 164. Bunch of stuff to do, always lots of stuff to do. Check this out, we got a Silverwood, and actually these guys have grown a couple times, and I've chopped them back down and and replanted because this area has not turned into Magic Forest, where this area has. You can see the bright green, and in F3 you can see it is Magic Forest. That means we can now plant mana beans. You can plant mana beans on any wood, doesn't have to be silverwood, but it does have to be in a magical biome. Uh, doesn't have to be magical forest, you can do it in an eerie biome if you feel like it, or I think there's some other choices, but this is kind of the deal. Is plop this down, get some magical forest going, and then you can plant them near your house. At any rate, I can see this ore node, and I can see this ore node. So I obviously have on my goggles revealing, but I don't see any pure node in this tree. And I thought the pure node caused the shift to magical forest. But apparently that's not the case, or I can't see it for some reason. So not sure what's going on there, but just thought I'd mention that. I haven't found a pure node in any of the trees that are grown, but this one did cause the magical forest change for some reason. And I don't know why, because I really thought it was the pure node idea. But anyway, I'm hoping to get a couple more to grow here. I am collecting some shivering leaf when they grow. And if I can get that one and this one to grow, then I should have a nice little magical forest area here that I can make a little automated mana bean farm. But I just figured let's plant those for now, get them started. Oh, that one's already grown a bit. I don't think that's... Well, it is flashing quickly. Is that done already? Oh no, okay. So that's size 2. I was going to say, wow, did that already grow to size 3? But yeah, this one's in the second stage. And it'll get bigger than that and glow more quickly, and then it'll be done. And at that point, you need to harvest it and see if you can get 2 out of it instead of just 1. Okay, so while we let that go on, oh yes, my storage drives were running low. The orange again means out of types, but there's still bytes left. The red means out of bytes, I think. Yes. So this one's actually out of types and bytes. And that one's really close anyway. So I made up a few more of these, and I just kept one in my inventory to remind me to put it in here. So I put that in there. Another thing I wanted to do, though, is I kind of like, you know, I'm pulverizing here, and it's outputting to the furnace, and then it's outputting to this chest. And the induction smelter is outputting to this chest. And I kind of like having the metals in the chest here. So rather than get them out, put them in here and use up a bunch more, well, some more space and whatnot, there's something called an ME storage bus, and I wanted to make one of these. So let me see if I've got all the stuff. I should have basic processors. I made some more fluix dust. Okay, so conversion matrix, done. So this will make a ME interface. Yep, okay, I wasn't sure if I had the cable, but I do. Done. And then upgrade to a storage bus. Ah, I'm out of cable. I thought maybe I would. Run out, but that's okay. We can make more cable, I'm sure. There we go. And now, storage bus. And actually, I'm going to want to upgrade that to a fuzzy storage bus. The fuzzy version just allows you to get all types of an item. So for instance, there's Tinker's Construct copper, and there's Thermal Expansion copper, and there's Forestry copper, and there's, I don't know, whatever. Lots of different types of copper. Well, if you had a regular bus, then it would only work, you could filter it on specific types, but with the fuzzy one, we can just say copper, and it'll work for all types of copper. So basically, all we gotta do is place this guy down right here, and it's connected to the network since it's right next to it. And then we can configure it a bit. Let's see what that did to our power usage. 2.8, so I need to crank this up a bit. Oh, and I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but Shift will do like a times 10, times whatever it is, and Control makes it go down. So I can Control and right click to move it up and down one at a time. It'd be very accurate. So we need 28, and I'm giving it 29. So because when you take stuff in or transfer stuff in and out of the network, it takes a little bit, kind of a pulse of extra power. Okay, so right now what can happen is, since this is not, well, two things I guess. First of all, let's see, let's just do this. So if I look for obsidian, it says I have 65 obsidian in the network. If I now put these 32 obsidian in there, obsidian, 97, right? So cool. So what we've done is we've connected a vanilla storage chest, well actually an iron chest storage chest, to the AE network, or ME network, depending on which one you want to call it. The other thing I did is I made an iron to gold chest upgrade, and all that is 8 gold surrounding a piece of iron. And then since we're going to have more stuff in here, I'm going to keep this around, I'm going to upgrade it, and bam, gold chest, and now it's got that extra 3 rows like I talked about in a previous episode. So you can do a diamond upgrade too, and actually the diamond upgrade's not that tough, but or expensive, but don't really need it at the moment. Not sure I even needed gold, but what the heck, right? Okay, so what I was going to look at actually is configuring this guy. Yeah, so, oh, there we go. Sweet. So if I just say partition storage, it partitions it based on the stuff that's already in there. So everything that was in there is now allowed to be stored in here. And this is by default it's bidirectional. You could change it to extract only mode, or insert only if you just wanted to fill your chest up for some reason. But with bidirectional mode and partitioning it, what this means is now any tin that goes into the system will be allowed to go into this chest. So actually, let's take all the obsidian out and try this. And what I think should happen here, so there's no obsidian here, no obsidian here. And what I think should happen now is, because this is partitioned to allow obsidian, I may have to change this priority and tell it this is a higher priority than the disk drive. But let's try it. I think if we just put obsidian into the system, it should pop up. Yep, right there. So since that's partitioned, it preferred to go there instead of the disk drives, which are not partitioned. They'll allow any item. So as long as there's room in here, obsidian's going to show up in here. So it's bidirectional. Now, if you don't partition it, then you can get all sorts of items in here. So anything you put into the system will just go, have a chance at least of going into that chest. I don't know how it determines if it's going to go to a chest or disk drive or whatever, but so I'm wondering if there are any other ingots, for instance, electrum, shiny, bronze, ferrous probably. Okay, so here's a Tinker's Construct bronze, and here's a forestry bronze. But as long as I do one of those, it should, because it's a fuzzy bus, it should, I think there's lead in there already. It should work for both types. So actually, I think you can, yeah, you can add, like, manually just click it into here, which works, but I like that partition button, so just pop it all in here, and then hit the partition button, and boom. Okay, so now we got shiny and electrum and all that. So now whenever I make or add bars of any kind, ingots of any kind to the system, they should pop right in here. And then if I want to, quickly grab some ingots or whatever to make something over here or whatever, they'll be sitting right there for me. that's just another way to upgrade the old... those are ready. Upgrade the old AE system. The other good part is, well, this takes power. The fuzzy bus takes power. So if we look in here, yeah, we can see that this ME fuzzy storage bus, well, there's one of them, I guess. I don't think that means it takes one MJ or AE or whatever, but it does take a little bit of power. Not much, obviously. And then you can make this thing, you know, into a diamond chest or a barrel, or actually MFR has... Oh, we have MFR, don't we? Oh, yeah. I haven't actually made one of these, but these deep storage units, I believe, can hold one... Oh, wow. They've made that really expensive, which makes sense. It can only hold one type of item, but it can hold some ridiculous number. 16 billion of it or something like that. I think, but don't quote me because I haven't used this. But this is obviously not the default MFR recipe, because this takes reinforced strong boxes and a tesseract frame filled. So that's probably a pretty reasonable recipe for something like this, especially getting 4 of them out of it. But yeah, that's much more expensive than the default. Okay, so what else did I have going on? Oh, I'm not ready to do it yet because it takes a bunch of other stuff, but I got the Osmotic Enchanter discovery for Thaumic Tinkerer, in fact. And this guy is on its way, definitely going to make this. This is like the ultimate sort of overpowered way to enchant stuff. You can pick your enchants. It uses V instead of XP levels. It's pretty amazing. You can enchant anything you want exactly as you want it, but creating it is dangerous. It takes 50 magic plus a bunch of other stuff. Takes an enchanting table, Thaumium, yeah, all sorts of stuff, and it's dangerous. So I definitely want to get some more stabilizers before I do that. And I don't have my wand isn't really good enough to power that thing once we do get it working. But anyway, coming close on that. Did these guys grow? No. Nope, they're still working on it. So we'll give them a little bit of time. Just kind of... Oh, one more thing. Yeah, I was going to say there was one more thing on my list. What was it? So I finally went ahead and made a second one here. I was actually getting by with just one, alright, but I was pulverizing and, let's see, pulverizing and furnacing and induction smeltering to make more hardened glass and the AE system on, and it was losing ground just a little bit, but now we can see it's nice and full, and these guys are getting filled up, so we're evened out. That guy's running 29, this guy's running at minimum at 4, so this guy's basically just idling or kind of cruising along at mid-range power, keeping the AE system alive, and then this one's basically sitting at idle, and then once we start using some machines, it'll kick in and away we go. So yeah, I think that was about it for now. Let's see, no changes at the farm. The cows keep getting away. There's one that got away again. I should do something, you know, with MFR you can make chronotypers and grinders and breeders and all sorts of stuff. Maybe I should do that, but I don't know what I would do with, you know, 10,000 stacks of leather. So, or whatever. I'm not sure if I care that much about that. Yeah, actually, I meant to pull this off because now it's being fed from the bottom, and oh, that's right, you can't right click on it, but Wayla shows us it's full of lava. I'm not using it right now, obviously, but oh yeah, I had done a little bit of obsidian there before and left it in there apparently. But yeah, it's being fed from the nether now, so it doesn't need that portable tank on it anymore. We can use that for something else if we need to. Alright, so let me cut for the moment and get a couple things lined up. and I'll be back in a little bit and see you then. Alright folks, and we're back. And it is time for a new Thaumcraft wand. Silverwood wand with all the shards around it. But first, a couple things. One is if you right click on an elevator with a colored dye, it changes color. So oops, forgot to fill that in. I wasn't really using the elevator because it was, 3 steps further than the stairs that were still there until a bit ago. And then I started going back and forth, and I thought, well, this is kind of pointless, so I just stuck the elevator right here in the middle. Does it not work? Oh, you have to, yes, okay. So the other thing is you have to dye both of them the same color. Well, that's a bummer. Because I didn't really want a red one down here with the stone around it, but, whatever. Better to look funny in the basement than in the ceiling. There we go. Now it works. Did I say ceiling? Basement. Better to look funny in the basement than on the main floor. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, that's good. We'll put that rose red away for now. Okay, so this is almost ready to go. What we're going to do is going to make the Silverwood wand core. Now, as we can see here, we need a Silverwood log, one of every shard around the edge, and something called Salus mundus. And this is Thaumaturge's salt, apparently. You can either make it with ethereal essence plus a shard, and 5 of those guys, or you can make it with 2 mana beans plus a shard and 5 of these guys. Now mana beans are renewable, these ethereal essence aren't, but I'm just getting started on my mana bean farm, and yeah, those guys popped again. Does not look like they are changing the biome, so I'm gonna have to cut those down again. But from all the exploring and stuff, I have a lot of ethereal essence, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. Now, the one thing is, this is one of the only places you can get the Aurum aspect, and you need it for a few different recipes. So you do want to be conservative with this. You can get Aurum off of mana beans, so once you got a mana bean farm going full swing, you'll be able to get it there too, but just be conservative for now. So this is going to take an ethereal essence and any type of shard. Funny part is, went from having no air shards to this being the most shards I have. So we'll go ahead and get that. It's going to take 4.6 per, and I'm going to do 10 of them. So that's going to pretty much drain the old wand here, but that's okay. And you'll see why I'm getting so many in a minute here. Now, the next thing we're going to need is we're going to need caps. And now you see why I'm getting so many. We're going to want the best caps we can make, the Thaumium wand caps. So this is going to take 5 Thaumium nuggets, and that just makes an inert cap in the arcane workbench. Oh, I probably don't have that much of anything right now, do I? Okay. And then we have to do an arcane infusion to charge it up, and that's going to take 3 Salus mundus per, and I'm actually going to make 2 Silverwood wands, so one can be charging while I'm using the other one, kind of thing. So this is going to take a fair amount, and honestly, well, let's see, yeah, we're going to have to recharge the old wand here to make these guys. But yeah, so there's how it, well, I don't need 5 of them, I need 4, right? Because I want to make 2 wands, so that's 4 wand caps. Unfortunately, I am going to need to go get more air and fire, and I guess I have enough order, but air and fire I do need to go get. So let's come back to that. For the moment, what I want to do is do this. Now, this also takes 9, not 8 for some reason, but 9 of every primal aspect plus 9 magic. So I spent a pretty large amount of time getting all this stuff cooked up and arranged. Okay, so I got a full bottle or jar of fire. You can get that out of coal or charcoal. I got almost a full thing of water. You can get that out of well, a bunch of stuff, but I use sugarcane. And sugarcane also has air in it, so that filled up my air jar. You can get this out of a lot of things. I mean, just dirt will get you 2 per, so that's easy enough. Perdido you can get from cobblestone. Order's a little hard to come by, but you can get it from Silverwood logs if you have enough. Again, not really renewable, so you don't really want to do that all the time, but that's one option if you have a bunch, and I do right now. And it also comes in lead ingots, so that's another probably more typical option. And then magic, and the two or three things that are easy for magic, depending on how many things you cut down, are, oh, it's off the top because I have the scale all the way up. Yeah, silverwood logs, great wood logs have 1 each, and that netherwort has 1 each as well. So I am going to eat a little bit in case I get zapped. I'll be fully fed and well fed as well. It doesn't take any V in the wand to start this process. So yeah, totally doesn't take any V in the wand. Oh, Salus Mundus, yes. I didn't put the Salus Mundus on yet. I'm like, what? I know it doesn't take any. What's going on here? Okay, so yeah, this is a 7, and you always want to have these balanced if at all possible. But with 7, there's no possible way to balance it. So I got 6 across from each other, and then I got the Salus Mundus itself up here. Alright? So let's see, I got chaos, order, earth on that side, and then water, fire, air on this side. In case things get knocked off, it's going to help me remember. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to stand right kind of here. Hopefully I can see all of them all at the same time. Oh yeah, a little extra fire come over to another jar, so there we go. Alright, what do we got going here? There goes some earth, some water, some ordo, some chaos or perdito. Now, start pulling the shards. Oh, no, magic. Here we go. Okay, there goes the Salus Mundus first. Air, fire, water, earth, order, and chaos. Go, go, go. Alright, there's one wand core. Yeah, so silverwood wands, a little hard to make. That's kind of a lot of stuff just to make the core of the wand, but you know, it is quite a magical wand, and it does take, it is going to be a main thing we're going to be using from now on, so yeah, I sort of get it that it takes a lot. Oh, I also made some more crystal clusters and a few more candles, and I filled out the base down here, so that's all full. I'm going to want to still add more. I think you need like 90 or 100 or something crazy like that for, yeah, and I should have plenty of all this stuff still. I think you need 90 plus to be stable on the dangerous level ones, and we're going to be getting to those pretty soon. So this one's only moderate, I believe, so hopefully we won't have any problems, but just watch it closely because you never know what's going to happen. Okay, so let's get our second wand core. And unfortunately I am going to have to go recharge the great wood wand in order to make the caps. And then I'm going to have to arcane infuse them, so it's going to take a couple of steps here, but that's okay. Alright, Salus Mundus going in, shards going in, fires, water, earth. Yeah, nice and easy. Alright, cool. Okay, so I'm going to get this one, and then I got to go charge up the great wood wand. And I will be back when I'm ready to make the wand caps and make the wand caps and get them charged up. So I'll be back in a minute. Alright, and back from charging up the wand. Let's see if we can't get at least one of these done real quick here. It looks like it's already time for the end of an episode. 5.52 each with the goggles of revealing discount. We're going to put this guy in the middle, and then we need to do 3 Salus Mundus around the edges. So I think that's going to work. I'm not sure. But the instability is pretty minor on this anyway, so even if that's not the best placement in the world, hopefully this will be pretty easy. Now this is going to take some Potentia and some Aurum, and I've already cooked up some Aurum out of those ethereal essence, as well as some redstone and some coal and some charcoal for the come here guy for the power. Alright, so there's a charged one, here's an inert one. Let's do the same thing again, nice and quickly, easily. Yes, still got plenty of Aurum, and I've got like 3 bottles of power, because that's, or Potentia, because that's what the Thermostatic harness uses. So I've got plenty of that laying around. And one more. This is good, this is good. Okay, so I think the stability enhancing stuff is doing its job, because that's working nicely. Oh yeah, and I did add a couple more pipes and 2 jars up here. Now, why did I do it here instead of on this end? Because I could have built across here. Well, the reason is, if you've got an empty jar, like say here, and an empty jar here, and those are the 2 closest one, it'll put some of it in that one and some of it in this one, because it always kind of picks the closest, but if there's a T-junction, it'll put some one way and some the other way. And anyway, if you just put your connection out there on the end, then they'll get further, 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 and still further, 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 all the way back, and just don't connect up this last one, basically. Okay, so that's all that. Now, we should be able, this is going to take 54. Guess how much we don't have. Yeah, with the goggles of revealing, it's going to take 49 instead of 54. And this is going to make the Silverwood wand with Thaumium wand caps. However, I am going to have to go get my gold banded wand fully charged one more time, and then I can finally make this. I do want to make a second Silverwood one, and then I'm going to want to, well, that's a derpy little Silverwood tree now, isn't it? That guy just popped, and he's like just a little teeny tiny guy. Alright, well, anyway. Yeah, so let me go recharge. I will finish this off, and I'll go ahead and make the other one. Obviously making the charge caps isn't that big a deal. And I'll probably run around and get both of those all charged up, and then we'll do some more interesting stuff next time, so I don't have to run all over the map trying to charge them all up. Alright, so that's the end of this episode. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you next time.